Hello YouTube, Wildcat Piper here, coming from my living room once again, and tonight I'm smoking a Paycock briar. It's got a meerschaum insert, probably hard to tell because it's colored, small bowl, and not one of my favorite pipes. I have a hard time keeping tobacco lit in it. Not quite sure why, but I do. Maybe it's the tobacco, I don't know, but I'm having a hard time keeping this lit. And on top of that, Layla's bugging the crap out of me again. I like how this fits. I like that, but she's already going back out. But anyway, in it, I think it's Black House. I actually packed this pipe this morning and I forget what I packed in it. But I think it's Black House. And I like that. Wanted to tell you all a little bit today. Had a box come in with some Baccy in it. And wanted to share that with you guys. So some of them I got multiple tins. The first one is Molce Dolce. I got 3 tins of that, and that was by accident. I was actually wanting to get 3 tins of Fusel's rations, but somehow I end up doing that. Not quite sure, but that's okay because I really like Molce Dolce. It's one of my favorite aromatics. So I'm okay with that. I'm out of the last 10 that I had, so I can live with that. I also got these. You know what they say? You can't have too many pipe cleaners. And I also got some more Bengal slices, which I like a lot. And I also got 2 tins of Fusel's rations, which I like. I've heard a lot about the cherry bomb. I've never tried it, and I'm anxious to see what that's like. So I'm glad I got that. And I also got White Knight. So, and there's 5 more tins coming that's not here yet. It's a sampler pack, and I'll tell you about that when it comes in. So that's nice. Got some Baccy today. And Layla's just sitting there looking at me. And I also, my wife's, as you know, she's on her little swim. And I think Layla's going to come over here and say hi to me. Actually, I think he's wanting to play. And so anyway, sorry about that, guys. He's on my last nerve. I'll put that right there. So anyway, I thought I'd get the yard mowed for. It actually needs it really bad. So today I came home, was out mowing the grass, and I went past this area, and I got stung by a bee in my hand. And that hurt like crazy. And So I shut off the mower, went running because they were chasing me. Went running up underneath our back porch there, the patio area, and till they didn't follow me, so that was good. So I went back, started the mower, went down, and I was making a pass coming back, and got stung in the other hand by a bee. And then I realized what was going on. We have one of those wind chimes that look kind of like a little cowbell looking thing. And they were up inside of that building a nest. Well, let me rephrase that. They were up at the top of that building a nest. They are no longer inside building a nest. And so here I am mowing the lawn today with 2 stung hands and got all that stuff all finished. And now my attention will be focused on the inside of the house as I prepare for my wife to come back on Saturday. When I was growing up, I was allergic to bee stings. I'd get all swelled up, and so for years and years and years, I thought I was allergic to bee stings. And then one time, I was on a hike on the Appalachian Trail and walked into a swarm. And next thing I knew it, I got stung 11 times. And I took off running down the pathway to the out camp store kind of a thing where they sell backpacks and all that. Went running in there and told him that I had been stung 11 times and that I thought I was allergic to bees. So he said, now if I give you an epi shot, we're going to have to call an ambulance. I said, well, let me just see. I said, it was when I was a kid. So they just sat and watched me and nothing happened. So I went back to the campsite, and that night I'm inside of a van sleeping and got stung 2 more times by the bees. And believe it or not, it was on my hands. So I don't know what it is about my hands, but I get stung on my hands. Most people get them on their feet. I get them on my hands. But anyway, I got the grass mowed and everything's all finished. So that is a good thing. Last night I did a little thing about what is a mentor, and I'm going to answer that question tomorrow night, at least what I think a mentor is. I've challenged the YTPC to see if they can answer that in their own way. Like, what do you think a mentor is? A lot of us say, even people on the site at the YTPC, they say, hey, you guys are my mentor. You hear that a lot in people's videos. Well, what are you actually saying about that person to be calling them your mentor? The reason why I stated that is because 2 nights ago, one of my mentors, 87-year-old man, I'll talk more about him tomorrow night, died, and he was a mentor of mine. Now, my dad was my ultimate mentor, but he was also a spiritual mentor to me, and I'll talk more about him tomorrow night. But I'd like for you to answer that question, what is a mentor to you? Now, I did look it up, and you can say mentor or mentor. Both pronunciations are correct because someone had said it's mentor. And I looked it up, and it's either one. You can say mentor or mentor. So, but anyway, answer that question. Do it in a VR because I would like for you to take some time to think about it. It's not a big deal if you'd rather just put in the comments. I had someone do that last night. Very cool. Very good. And but I'm just curious as to what everybody thinks a mentor is. And not that there's any right or wrong answer, but just what does that word mean to you? And how do you draw that picture of a mentor? All right. Well, that's all I got for tonight. I'm going to finish smoking this horrific peacock. I guess I'll just keep lighting it, finish out my bowl. You guys have a great evening. Blow some smoke rings in the air. But above all, my friends, be blessed. I'll talk to you soon. Now we can just get this dang thing lit.